Kia ora te whānau. Okay, so today for the journal that we're making together, I'm going to be just putting together a few tags. We've worked on that one together. I've got our pages together. I will do another little tutorial on some paper clips because I made that one and I thought that's quite cute. And yeah, today I'm just going to put some tags together. So I'll show you just the bits and pieces when I'm making a few tags that I like to have around or within my grasp. I may or may not use some of it or all of it or probably some of it. So up here I've just got some findings and some labels and bits and pieces, metal, texture and something that is going to sit on top of the surface, not just be flat paper. I have found an old tag that I might collage and then do something else with that. All of these tags I have just die cut and inked. So for the interest of speeding this up a little bit, I have pre-cut those. I have just printed off an A4 piece of paper that had 4 images on it just through the printer, and then I've got 2 types of brown card that I've just purchased off Temu. One is a heavier weight, more like a thick postcard. I like that weight for my tags. It does bulk up my journals, but I don't know, I just love the feeling of how substantial it is. And then this one, which is more likely to be used for a hidden paper clip, so that it's not too hard to fold. So if we're talking about weights of cardboard, if you tried to fold this in half, it's as thick as when you fold it, you get that wrinkly edge and it's really hard and it buckles. This one, when you fold it, it would be stiff, but you'd still get a nice folded edge. Hopefully that helps, because I don't know what the GSM on those are. They don't come with that information. Just a few little bits of neutral coloured paper and bits, all different tones of brown, just bits from my scrap box. The tools I'm going to be using, I've got some brads, I've got some of those, whatever those are called. I've got pliers, I have my box of jump rings, I have scissors, over here I have some tea-stained muslin, and just off camera I have my little scrap box of lace just in case I need something for that as well. I've got some cotton there, and I've got some gold there because I thought that could be quite helpful as well. So yeah, just lots of bits and pieces, and I really just go with the flow. I've got some little paper flowers that I made. They always look really cute on tags. They're just die cut again, and then 3 of them put on top of each other and secured with a brad. Again, just off Temu. I think it was like $1 or something for that little die cut. And I've got some stamps, I've got some stickers, and I saw on Sue's Journal Adventures that she had learnt off someone else, so don't ask me what that third party was, to get the shine off stickers, if they are shiny, to use an eraser on them. So thank you very much, Sue. That was really, really helpful. I've got a mix of neutral buttons, metal buttons there, and we'll just see how we go. Yeah, oh, and one of my favourite purchases ever, my vintage typewriter. It was about $60 New Zealand, but I use it all the time. I've just typed faith, hope and trust on there because I thought I might just add that somewhere to one of the tags. So other than that, explaining what's here, it really is just going to be a video on my process. It's very much like when I make clusters. So I've got 1 layer of texture, maybe 2 different layers of paper that are different tones, different colours, and the tag base itself is the colour. So if I was making a completely neutral one, so this one here, if I end up collaging paper onto that tag, then I probably would use a little piece of this when I stick something onto it, just to tie in that whole colour theme to our journal. It could just end up being neutral, I don't know. When I went antique shopping, I bought a whole lot of these. They were, I think, 10 cents each. They were already rusted, some of them, so I told him I wanted all the rusty ones. I think he thought I was mad, but that's okay. So yeah, other than that, eyelets, and my crocodile, I'm not sure. And unless there's something really interesting that, or a hint that I have to say, which I'll probably voice over, I'm just going to film this one silently, and hopefully you can craft along with me. That way I can edit it afterwards, and if I'm doing something very obvious like ink and cutting, etc., I can quickly fast forward that for you and put it on 2 times so that you don't have to watch. Okay, so without further ado, we will start making some tags. Okay, so I just decided that the hope, faith and trust, I was just going to rip out. So I'll fast forward all this for you, ink the edges, and make a little 3 set of tags for a dangle somewhere in the journal. Okay, I just reinforced the holes, and now I'm going to grab a jump ring and pop those onto a jump ring for now, and I might do something later on just with a lobster claw clasp. Onto the second tag. Just going to pop a bit of music paper on this one, and just a couple of little extras. I like to have groups of 3 or 5, or quite often work with odd numbers rather than just pairs. I don't know why, just personal preference. Okay, I'm just going to use one of these little picture framing pieces of hardware. I'm going to attach it using a brad, just an alternative to a tab or a ribbon and eyelet. I often trim my brad legs just so that they don't poke over the top or get in the way. And I often like to squish my brads as well with the pliers. It kind of makes them look a bit more like a nail, but it also holds them fast, and rather than that piece of hardware swing down, it will hold it in place at the top, nice and stiff. And then I just need to hide these little legs on the back. I'm just going to grab a die cut flower piece, give it a quick ink and glue it down, and then I will also quickly ink the edges of the back of the tag as well. Two tags down now, and onto the third one. Thought I might do a little layering with two tags and a label for this one. Pop something of interest there. I do think that's a little bit plain, so I'm going to decorate the largest tag at the bottom. And now I'm just going to pop all of these onto a jump ring. Reasonable size jump ring for this one because it's got to go through 3 cardboard layers, have the button on it, and also the little piece of fabric, which I'm just going to force through the netting there. You will have seen me faffing around. That's what my creative process is like. I just keep switching things around until I'm happy with the way they look. I will ink the back of these later. I will not hold you guys up while I do that. Try to make my videos as real as possible. So you'll see me decide I'm going to use a piece of cotton, and then I decide I'm not going to use a piece of cotton, and I'll change it. I'll leave those bits in just so that you know I don't immediately think of the exact thing I want to use every time. This little one, I'm just going to make it quite simple. It's just going to have a couple of bits and pieces, bit of texture, and a little metal embellishment. tag number 4. Just going to quickly pop some ribbon on here, and we'll be on to our next tag. So it might seem a little bit strange, but when I'm winding up cotton so it looks like a nice scribbly ball, I wrap it around one finger, wrap a couple of times around 2 fingers, and then 1 or 2 times around 3, and it just gives me different measured circles, makes it a bit easier. And I'm just going to pop a button on here, but as you will see, I end up adding quite a bit more to this. It's going to be quite a significantly chunky tag, so I'm going to show you how to turn this one into a hidden paperclip tag that sits on the top of a page. So that I don't have to sew right through excuse me, the thick cardboard and have the string on the other side, quite often I will put a little square piece of paper underneath the button and sew it to that, and not only does that help adhere the button with the glue to the card, but like I say, it means that you won't have to see the thread on the other side of the tag. Okay, so this little thing here, I don't know what it's for. It's some sort of jewellery making. I'm honestly not sure what it's called. I just snip the bits off so that all I'm left with is 3 sides of metal. If you can see that. And then I just use them to either, if I'm making a little tassel with string, which I've done in past journals, I just wrap it around and close it up, pinch it at the back so that it holds the cotton or the little string tassel bits in, and rather than use a staple, I think that adds quite a nice little touch. Right, I'm now going to quickly collage this old dress tag. I'm not going to be too fussy about it because I will put a couple of other little embellishments on top of it, as you will see. Please let me know in the comments if the bits that I speed up and the speed that I go is helpful to you, or if it's a little bit too fast, and I will go with the consensus in future of whatever is most helpful to you guys. My absolute top tip to lefties, if you are using a normal pair of right-handed scissors, cut anti-clockwise. Even when you're cutting on lines, it makes it so much easier, so much more accurate. Just means you've got to hold the scrap rather than the thing you're actually cutting out, but I've always found that really helpful. Decided to go with a smaller flower, and I am going to go off camera and I'm going to cut all that extra plastic off, and with the magic of television we are back, and I'm going to pop that there, and I'm going to use that technique that Sue taught me, just a eraser, and it just does take that shine off those stickers, which is absolutely fantastic. So because this tag doesn't have many blue elements in it, I'm just going to add a couple, just so that it doesn't matter where I put in the journal, it will fit in nicely. This one I'm just going to sew the button to hold the fabric in place. If I could find copper antique brass staples, I would use those. Made a little envelope just out of the die cut, as you can see there. I'm going to stick this to the front. I'm going to make a quick little pocket, and I'm going to put one of these little 3p coins into it just as a little extra.
So I'm just going to go back to that first little set of tags. I'm going to use one of these rusty washers and a lobster claw clasp, and I'm just going to put them onto that ring. Okay, so now this chunky guy, who is a wee bit pretty and I don't want to hide it. So I'm just going to make a paper clip back so that it sits like a page topper, but it's a tag. So I'm just going to quickly chop a piece that's approximately the size that I want it, not being too fussy about it, just as long as it's smaller than the width of the original tag. I don't worry about them being the right size in here, I just make sure I center it in between those lines before I chop it, and the rest you will pretty much see what I'm about to do. I've also got a hidden paperclip tutorial as well, if you are wondering what any of the bits I'm doing or why. Okay, and final tag. This one's going to be quite simple, just a little bit of muslin I think, and 3 buttons which I'll sew on. Just going to put them on a strip of paper before I sew them through like I explained last time, and that'll be this one done.
Okay guys, so we're all done. Hopefully you saw some cute little tags that you want to give a go, and I'll just so if I had quite a plain page, needs to be a reasonably thick one, not too flimsy, maybe a coffee dyed page. The way that one works, because as I said, sticking it in a pocket, you kind of lose half of the prettiness. You could stick it into a tuck as well, but when you've got a plain page, I quite like just to pop it on the top there. Then you can slide a postcard underneath it. You can also use the other side as a paper clip as well. Slide some note paper underneath there. But I will show you guys where I use these in the journal later on. I just wanted to build up a little stash, so I'll just put them all out. They're all quite different. There you go. And this little guy here, I would probably add a little charm to it and maybe use it as a dangle off a tab on the side later, so that won't go to waste either. So yeah, there you go. I hope you want to give a few of those a go. I love making tags. It's one of my favourite things to do, and they should help with the cohesion throughout the journal. So yeah, give them a go. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you enjoyed watching this, if it was helpful, and I will see you next time. Okay, love you guys. Bye.